It's a Trigger Rich Bond Trigger back for a little insights. I'm better rocking the stage with your media brand, your persona, get you shining on camera to help you elevate everything you're doing sharper and sharper. Had a lot of conversations lately. A lot of my stuff is growing and growing. I'm getting very active. All of a sudden, things are exploding. And I've talked to other speakers and leaders. The same thing is happening on their end. And exciting to have their calendars fill up and things begin to move. But the conversation that's beginning to arise right now is how do you manage it all? How do you make sure you don't let things fall through the cracks? How do you prioritize things? How do you keep your brand and your brain focused? I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. I'm going to share with you a resource as well that I use that makes things so easy. But first of all, we have to acknowledge something. We're all taking in so much information. We're taking in so many different activities. We are on all the time, but we're also getting bombarded with so many different great ways to amplify, to scale, to produce, to sell, to inform. But are you chasing a lot of squirrels right now? Are you having so many things coming in, you don't know what you're doing, which ball to juggle, which thing to pursue? That's very important to get that under control. You have to learn how to focus when you're in this position, when you want to really hone your brand and bring your brand into a total alignment. You have to learn to say no to certain things. If it does not match who you are, what you do, and your brand authority, throw it aside. Maybe it's good for a rainy day, save it into a rainy day file or a checkout later file, but keep yourself focused on what you do, who you are, and what your brand authority is. I get so many requests now. A lot of them just get trash canned and deleted because immediately I read it, it's a selling pitch. It's a pitch I don't need. It's something that is not in my wheelhouse anymore. I don't do that, don't need that. Or I've elevated above it, and that resource is really not for where I need to be going forward. Be willing to say no. Hear me. Be willing to say no to things that are not in alignment with you and your brand authority, your expertise, and move forward. But to do that, then, when you do say yes, when you have more clients, more projects, more things coming your way, how do you manage it all? I'm going to share with you a little bit here of what I use. It's a great platform, and it's called Trello. Now, you may have heard of Trello. This is my opening dashboard here. Now I've got a board for the Rock the Stage, some of my big projects I'm working on with big clients, and they're so juicy and so much fun. I have an area just for clients that I coach and I lead, that I work with. And then I have author projects. I work with a lot of authors on book launches and amplifying their thought leadership beyond their book with their own unique brand. And then I have speaking opportunities, and I have boards I'm not using yet. Now, this is a great way to do this. I'm going to take you into some of my author. I have this one partly set up. But what I have here is I have different lists, and you see they can move. This is a project development board. This board is great because as I'm working on it, I can add a new card right here. And as I add a card, I can add information into that card. So let me take you back to another board and see if I can get this to work rightly here. I haven't done board jumping in. Here we go. So let's go back to the big projects. Look at this. I can add images. I can add links. I can add information. This is the current project I'm currently working with the National Speakers Association, but I can add comments, track down notes. I can make a checklist, which I have on many of my areas here. I create checklists so I can track the progress. Here's one. See, I got show notes. I've got to create a checklist. I can add as many different things here. And then as I work the checklist, it shows my progress on this. Here's another one. See the checklist right here? It helps you show where you're at. And then as you check it, watch. The progress is moving. You can see you're on target. It will let you know you're done. I can add more to the checklist. This is an ingenious tool, but I love the flexibility of how I can move pieces, and I can add boards on the fly. So I have potential projects. I have a new project that's launching, getting going. Projects that are done and closed. All right. I have affiliate programs. You can make your boards any way you would like to make them. And that's really important for working with this. is you want to be able to be as fluid, and you want to be able to be nimble and on the fly as you get more clients, more opportunities, but you need to put it into an order. On my Trello board, I have things that I thought were going to be a high priority at one time, and lo and behold, they got backburnered, not as important, or something changed in the project. I'm able to grab that card, drop it down, move something higher above it, and I'm still on target. Now I move to that item. If I get something really hot, and I can color code these if I'm making money, if it's a dream project, if it's something they want done ASAP, hey, I'm putting that thing red and adding color to it. How are you controlling the inflow of opportunities and managing it for you and your brand authority? It's important to stay focused on your brand. It's important that you have a clear mission of how to scale and grow. For a long time, mine was speaking. Well, then the virtual stage came along. Now it's creating stages and helping people create stages. So I have a whole area just for these stages that I'm working creating with clients. The book launch came along and I created the virtual book launch. Now I have to make sure I manage that okay and not lose clients or opportunities or dates. I also link this into my calendar. So as I have opportunities, I have meetings, I'm on point every day. It saves my brain, to be quite honest. Using a tool like this with all the things rattling around, this really helps my brain stay sharp and focused. And again, there are things in my Trello account that they're dreams, or they're things that are off the board right now because of other relationship things that have developed, but they may come back again. So I just let them stay there. I use notepads. I use books. I use so many different things to help me get going with planning. But the best tool I use, I always take all my notes, everything I do, and dump it on my Trello board to make sure I am visually able to click, find, and track things for my brand. How are you structuring yourself? How are you structuring what you are getting into? It gets busier and busier. The requests come in faster and faster. To be a successful authority, to be a successful business, you must have systems in place to help yourself know where you're going and how you're going to scale and grow it. I am not a affiliate of Trello. I am not getting a kickback on doing this. This is simply me sharing the wisdom of trying other platforms, other things for project management. And this is the one that I've found because I love it. It's virtual, it's visual, and it's so flexible. If you want to know more about this or other resources that I use, again, Rich at richbontrager.net. You can always contact me that way. Shoot me an email. You can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and other platforms. And of course, tonight, we're going to do How to Rock the Stage once again. And Dr. Barrett Matthews will be our guest. And tonight, we're going to talk about going global. Find the link on many social media platforms for How to Rock the Stage. And as a bonus today, if you're a National Speakers Association member, 5 o'clock today, we launch a brand new venture, which is called Behind the Stage. You don't want to miss that. And we will be streaming that on multiple platforms as well. See, multiple projects all in one day. And if I did not have a tool like Trello, my mind would explode, my business would crash, and I would not be able to stay in my sweet spot and my genius to help you better rock the stage. If you have questions, please contact me and reach out. I'm here to help you elevate you and your brand so you can shine on camera and grow and grow and grow. Hey, until tomorrow, it's the Trigger, Rich Bontrager. I'll see you at 2 o'clock for another 2 p.m. live with the Trigger.